So today I have the Lexus GX 460, and I'm going to showcase some of the interior bits of this little beast. So one of my favorite things about many Lexuses is when you click in your seatbelt and attempt to start the vehicle, you're kind of like locked into a better driving position. The seat kind of moves forward and the steering wheel goes back to where you had it before you turn the vehicle off. So let's turn this little beast on. Nice GX on the dash. Normal warning. So this is the info cluster. Got a lot of driver information, all the sensors, their info. Always leave it on that screen, but I can go cycle through a few of them more. You can see steering angle. Well, that kind of blocked it a little bit. You can see the starts turning. But that's the screen I normally leave it on. I will admit that the infotainment is a little dated, but to me, dated doesn't mean bad. To me, something that's dated can also be timeless, right? It works. There's no reason to break the wheel, break what works. But this controls. Nah, I don't want to showcase my film location, but audio, climate controls are controlled through the nav screen, which is kind of, I'm not really sure how I feel about it, but I think after time I would get used to it. But I guess I'm just old school. I prefer trusty knobs, which you do have temperature buttons on the sides. It does feature some apps, which this one doesn't have installed. We have heated seats. This is a nice little cubby hole. USB ports, charging ports, just storage. There we go. Just push it and it comes back. You have cup holders hidden in here. I am a huge fan of switches, so this controls the active dampening of the shocks. So you got a normal, comfort, and a sport setting. This controls the ride height. So when you push that, let me go back to the info cluster. You see right down here, it's kind of in a neutral position, but if I were to push up, you can see it's going to go to high. If I were to bring it back to neutral, it's going to bring it to its neutral level, and low, of course. So I could showcase that on camera, but it's barely noticeable in my opinion for what it does. Then you have, this is the downhill assist control. Basically helps you, like in the name, going downhill. And then this is your four-wheel drive switch. You can go between 4 high and 4 low. Now the interior is the one I have is a really nice red, 3 rows. I have the rear, the farthest row flat, for storage and just testing out its capabilities, I guess you could say. This one features TV screens in the back, and also there's a remote control right there. Also features a sunroof. But overall, I can tell why this is kind of the luxury off-roader, right? You get this luxury. Now, like I mentioned, some of it is dated, but I'm a fan of things that work. No reason to convolute it with some crazy new features that aren't really necessary. Maybe some Apple CarPlay and all that stuff is great, but a lot of new infotainment systems don't really need to be changed. But it comes with those creature comforts, and also comes with all these off-road options. I'm a big fan of switches, like I said. This also comes with KDSS, which is usually found in like the Land Cruiser, which this is like the cousin of. I think the Toyota 4Runner TRD off-roads now get that. The TRD Pros get Fox shocks and nutty suspension bits, but what KDSS does is basically kind of like a sway bar control, which kind of works really great with the suspension dampening of this big beast. In my opinion, I really enjoy the fact that you're cocooned in luxury, and this thing's got a relatively big V8 under the hood, pushing just north of 300 horsepower. You have all these off-road options, and you can just go from pavement prowling to hitting some off-road trails. Now, sadly, with the current times, I haven't been able to take this anywhere even remotely off-road. Even my normal, I call it my rough road, which is my testing ground. It's kind of in another state, which was my normal commute to work, which now currently at home more often than not, and I just wasn't able to get this out there and test it. It's not really designed for that, in my opinion. It's designed to allow you to do that, and I would love to own one of these, and on the rare occasion do some overlanding, some off-road trails, just kind of a once a year type thing. But this thing is more than willing to just eat up anything you were to throw at it. Just giving you some more shots of the interior.